Dimmer, how close was that first half to the style of football you want the club to play?
Yeah, it was good. It was sort of, look, you can see probably the style that we're trying to look to play and implement, and I was really happy with the boys at how they went about that. The frustration as the coaches, you always sort of go a little bit to probably the third quarter. We just didn't quite execute some things as well as we did, and the game is always challenging when you're probably 8 or 9 goals up at half time, and then all of a sudden you're trying to get everyone to sit there and be on the same page. And yeah, but not trying to think too far ahead, and we probably lost our way. And we always knew, the Tigers would come back. They're a proud footy club. Yeah, they're missing some players tonight that make an enormous difference to what that game looks like as well. So it'd be a lot closer, I think, than that. But I was really pleased with the aspect. The contest and pressure stuff, I thought our players and system stuff was pretty good.
So we asked the same question of Adam Muzo. When you go to the review, do you give more emphasis perhaps to the first half, or do you go to the third quarter?
Oh, look, there'll be bits and pieces. I thought, first, second and fourth, I thought we looked pretty dominant. I think the numbers would suggest that. Even the third quarter, I think the inside 50s were the same. We just couldn't score, and they got goals through, a couple of D50 stoppage goals, free kicks against, and just general untidiness. So those we want to eradicate, not give up easy goals. Those are the ones that sort of, not coach killers as such, but you get frustrated with. So I'll generally look at the first, the 3 quarters I just spoke about and look at that footy and think that was pretty good.
Now that it's behind you, how do you feel this week? The build-up, the Richmond, you've played them now, you've got it out of the way. How do you feel personally?
Oh, good, but it's always a little bit like that at round 0/1 anyway. The build-up and nerves, and it's a mixture of nervousness, anxiousness, excitement, all those things build up into one. So you're never quite sure what you're feeling. What you are feeling is that inner turmoil. The game is challenging, and I think I was just really pleased that our fans and our players could sort of see the way we wanted to play and how we wanted to go about it. And some players that probably hadn't had the greatest impact game-wise probably stood up a little bit today and showed, themselves what they're capable of. We've got some really talented players that when they get the contest stuff right, become really damaging moving the ball.
On the flip side though, on that, like your big players all had played out of their skins, so that must be nice to see that the system is working for them as well.
Yeah, it is. I was just really pleased with the ability. The one thing we want to pride ourselves on, they're not going to get the marks that they do all the time, but just not getting beaten in contests. And I was pleased with, Kingy, Luco and Levi up forward, just bringing the ball to ground. They did take a couple of MOPs, but I thought down back, Chucky's worked incredibly hard. He's a great MOP player, but we saw some really big spoils that were really impressive. And Colo's just, look, he's a marvel, I reckon. I sort of knew what he was like, but didn't realise how good he was. His leadership and his ability to control that back six is going to be really important. So, I thought we found, Bodie Ulan, that bit of play, I should have mentioned at the team meeting now, that's the sort of play we want to sum up. Like, the game's dead and buried, but with 30 seconds to go, he spoils, he dives on balls. That's the sort of footy club we want to become. That's the sort of attitude we're after from our players, and that our supporters will, should generally expect of us as well.
And Matt Rowell, sorry, keep cutting it off. 20 clearances for Matt. I think it's second highest in AFL history. And
yeah.
Touches.
He started early too. He got to work. We probably challenged the midfield group after last week, and there is a level of expectation that these guys, if they do control the game will be played in our half. And I thought Rowley, really led from the front. He really got his head down, bum up, so to speak, and just burrows through. Like, he is such a competitor, a combative nature as well, and just love the way he goes about his footy. So it's a great.
Those sort of guys, like you've seen him from afar.
Yeah, it is, and you sort of don't really, you got a few pointers, and Sean Grigg and his midfield group did a lot of work on that this week, and but those sort of guys, you don't need a lot of prodding. They're just proud men that want to make sure they get the very best out of themselves for their footy club.
You said a few days ago it might take a bit of time to get to your best footy. Did you expect the jump from what you've shown in the pre-season to today?
Yeah, look, we've still got a long way to go, in my view. Like, there's some things in our game that we're okay at, but we can certainly get better. We're going to be challenged again next week. We play Adelaide, which are a side that well and truly on the march from their point of view. So, we're looking forward to that challenge again. And the thing for us predominantly is to sit there and get an understanding of the style, what it looks like, but more importantly, what it feels like from a playing point of view. So we got some looks at that today.
How did you enjoy the week? There's quite a lot of hype up here for
Yeah, God, I've done more TikToks, Twitter feeds and all that sort of stuff. I don't even know what TikTok is half the time, and I said to these guys, I'm looking forward to a week off, if that makes sense. It's not my scene. So anyway, it's been great. The build-up for round zero is just awesome. And as I said previously, half of Australia's population is in the north, in New South Wales and Queensland. So we've got to continue to invest in this part of Australia. And, I think we're seeing 4 sold-out games, which is awesome. So we saw a cracker of a game last night. I think we see what the Suns are capable of going. Hopefully we can build on that. But we want to sit there and make our people's first stadium, our fortress. We want to sit there and have opposition clubs coming in here going, geez, we know we're in for a game today. We haven't quite got that yet, but that's something we're looking forward to for taking forward and on board. I'm going to go over milk, Dairy Farmers Milk now, you lot. Beautiful. Last one.
Keep teeing up.
Thanks, guys.